Hey, Open Trades! I want to do a video analysis update of the stock market. We'll talk about SPY as well as QQQ, XLK and Apple, Tesla, AMD and Nvidia, Amazon and Netflix, as well as XLV, Pfizer, Camping World and XLI, AMC Theaters, American Airlines, Enphase Energy, First Solar, XPEV and NEO, ARK, Roku, Squarecash, Beyond Meat, Ethereum, as well as Bitcoin. So let's get right into it. We have SPY forming a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1 from this low in October of 2021. Then we end wave 2 at the 50% retracement. We've already seen the SPY futures and XLK break the 1122 high. I think the length of wave 1 plays at the wave 2 low will take SPY on a wave 3 higher to 495, and that would just be a minimum wave 3 target. We'd have a shallow wave 4 before wave 5 higher. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low would give a wave 5 target as high as 519, 520. I think that could be seen, pretty reasonably in the second quarter. And if we look right now, it's pretty fair to say, hey, bears, get SPY below 444 to 436 before we say that this isn't a wave 2 that has already ended and a wave 3 in progress. If we look at XLK, it's pretty clear that most likely we should expect another high in the NASDAQ. This is an ABC correction and a huge wave 1 and wave 2 for QQQ ending at the 50% retracement. I think the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take the NASDAQ all the way to 437. And again, even if QQQ did get between the 61.8 to 78.6% fib of 372 to 362, that's a normal place for wave 2 to end before more highs. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think we'll hold 372. I think we'll hold 378 and go the length of wave 1 placed at the wave too low, but 372 is a nice stop. The invalidation is 362, and above these levels, I think the length of wave 1 placed at the wave too low will take the NASDAQ to 437. That could happen in the first quarter, very conservatively the second quarter, and really that's a conservative wave 3 target. So there is the stage right now that's being set for a melt up. I think one of the best charts in the market is XLK. It's an ABC correction, and it shows the importance of the equal legs principle. Both of these ABC corrections end where the length of wave A placed at the wave B high is where wave C ends. Then we have a huge wave 1 cleanly subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, an ABC correction that ends right around the 38.2 to 50% retracement. But we saw wave 2 go all the way to the 50% retracement for SPY and QQQ. I think this is a short wave 2 for XLK, and the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low we'll take it all the way to 190. I don't think that XLK will go below 160. I think it's going to 190 very conservatively by the end of the second quarter. Apple really supports that idea. Apple's a really pretty chart. The most important count for Apple right now is just within the cycle from the May 10th low. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2 and a huge wave 3. Wave 3 goes past the 161.8% extension of wave 1. Then we end wave 4 between the 23.6 and 38.2% retracement. A lot of times wave 4 will form that classic bull flag, but I think right now as long as Apple is above the wave 1 high of 157, then we're going to expect a wave 5 higher that is at least the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low. All in all, it looks like Apple is heading to 200, and that's going to end some type of larger degree wave 3. Most likely, again, that's going to happen while the NASDAQ and SPY are rallying in the first quarter very conservatively. The second quarter, love Tesla right here. This is a huge wave 5 in progress, pretty conservatively, but the most important count for Tesla, and this is important to understand, is just within the cycle from the March 2021 low. This is wave 1 and wave 2, and a huge wave 3. Now an ABC correction where the length of wave A placed at the wave B high is where wave C ends. I think wave 4 will end right around the 50% retracement, and we're going to go on a wave 5 higher. The length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low will most likely be the wave 5 target, and that's going to take Tesla beyond 1368. It's going to take Tesla all the way into the 1600s. So that's going to be a pretty big deal because, as we've talked about, if Tesla goes past 1368, if it goes past 1400, then I can't count this as a large wave 5 in progress. Wave 5 cannot be bigger than the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. So if Tesla goes past 1368 into the 1600s, which is what I'm expecting, then it's going to prove that wasn't a wave 4 low that we ended in March of 2021. It was another wave 1 and another wave 2. That means 1368 is just the minimum wave 3 target. We'll have a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. So right now, if I'm calling this a wave 4, I want to see Tesla above 813. The widest invalidation would be the 78.6% fib. That's a little wide right now, but I want to see Tesla above 813 with 696 invalidating. And I think that we're going to go on a wave 5 higher that is at least the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. So the most important count says that Tesla is within a wave 5 within the cycle from the March 2021 low, and it's going to be heading as high as these 1600s, likely in the second quarter, more conservatively this summer. But if Tesla's going to rally, then most likely a lot of clean energy is going to rally. And I think we'll see when we look at Enphase Energy, when we look at First Solar and XPEV, that most likely the rally that we see in clean energy will be a lot longer term than people expect. Here's AMD. This is a wave 1 and wave 2. And a huge wave 3 in progress. This is wave 1 of wave 3 and wave 2 of wave 3. This is wave 3 of wave 3 and wave 4 of wave 3 that retest the wave 1 high. So if we hold the wave 1 high, which is 122, then I expect we're within a wave 5 higher right now. There will be at least the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low. So the minimum wave 5 target is about 167. I think that AMD will go past 167. And I think that wave 5 will be actually the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. That could take AMD all the way to 195. So right now, AMD is above 122. I expect that it's going to go on a wave 5 that it's at least the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, but I really think it goes past the 170s all the way into the 190s. And I think that's a very similar view that we see with Nvidia right now, that in the second quarter and the third quarter we could see some of these bigger wave 5 targets play out. I like both of these earlier this year, but I wouldn't call tops on either of them. I think for Nvidia, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is another wave 1 and another wave 2 because we go past the 161.8% extension for a wave 3. It looks like we're ending wave 4 right around the 50% retracement. So a pretty tight stop would be the 61.8% fib of 253. The invalidation level is 230. And I think that Nvidia will go on a wave 5 higher. There's at least the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low. That could take Nvidia to around 387. Very conservatively, that will happen this summer, but I think it looks really good. I think it's a lot of evidence that we shouldn't be calling tops in tech. Amazon shows that we might actually see new leaders in tech. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2, but the most important cycle is just within the count from October, that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1, now a wave 2, ending between the 61.8 and 78.6% retracement. I think that Amazon will hold above the beginning of wave 1, which is 3,176, go the length of wave 1, place at the wave 2 low. On an explosive wave 3 to about 3,900, that's a minimum wave 3 target. We'll have a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. Wave 5 will retest. Wave 5 will be at least the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 4 low. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high, then the wave 5 target could take Amazon to 4,358. That could happen. It really could happen in the first quarter. I think more conservatively, that will happen in the second quarter. I think Amazon shows that we could see new leaders in tech, new leaders in software in the new year. If we see Netflix right now, it's a lot of evidence of just that. It's also evidence for the stock market. This is most likely a wave 1 and a wave 2, a huge wave 3 and a wave 4 that's retesting the wave 1 high right between the 50 to 61.8% retracement. So a pretty tight stop would be 562. A nice invalidation for a wave 4 would be 524. I don't think that Netflix will go on a wave 5 that's the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low. I think that Netflix will go on a wave 5 that is the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. That could take Netflix all the way into the 800s. And that would be, very conservatively hit this summer. But I really think this spring, you will see the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. And I think the next time that Netflix rallies, a lot of streaming stocks like Roku and Amazon are going to be rallying with it, even Disney perhaps. But above 524, I at least expect more highs into the 800s. And I think that's good evidence for the stock market that SPY probably wouldn't be crashing during that time. Here's XLV. Speaking of evidence, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2, big old wave 3 and a wave 4 that ends right around 124. I think that within a wave 5, this is a wave 1, a wave 5, and wave 2, a wave 5. So the stop can be moved up to 128. I think we're within a wave 5 higher right now. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low says that the wave 5 target is 160. I think 160 could be seen in the second quarter. So that's looking pretty good. It's all kind of lining up with the idea that around, March, May, more conservatively, a lot of stocks are ending a pretty important wave 5. I don't want to speculate too much, but it looks like one of those quad witchings, we're going to have a decent correction. But Wave 1, Wave 2, Wave 3, Wave 4 says that XLV can go all the way to 160 before it ends this Wave 5. In my opinion, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. It would end a large degree Wave 1 from the March 2020 low, and then we'd have a really nice buying opportunity for Wave 2. But that's a little further down the road. I think right now we see that XLV making a new all-time high is kind of evidence like XLK that we'll see SPY and we'll see QQQ make new highs. I wanted to talk about Pfizer. Pfizer was a boring loser in the first quarter, right? But really, it was just being rotated into, and it's a great example of that Andrews pitchfork. We connect the beginning of Wave 1 with the high of Wave 1 and the low of Wave 2, and boom, Pfizer is heading all the way to the median of the Andrews pitchfork. I think if we look at Pfizer right now, this is a Wave 1 and a Wave 2. I've had a nice run with Pfizer, but what I really think is going to happen is that we'll end Wave 3 that will be the length of Wave 1 placed at the Wave 2 low. Right around 62, 63, we'll have a shallow Wave 4 that retests the Wave 1 high. Then the length of Wave 1 placed at the Wave 4 low can take Pfizer all the way into the 80s. So I am looking for Pfizer to go into the 80s, even the 90s in the longer term cycles, but I think it's going to become boring again. I think it's going to give up some of its leadership maybe and go sideways for a little bit. So I'll keep holding some of it, but by and large, I would love to see a nice bull flag form, have retail forget about Pfizer before the next Wave 5 higher into the 80s. I'm actually looking to buy again if we get this Wave 4 correction. So Pfizer looks good. Here is Camping World. Camping World formed a Wave 1 and a Wave 2. I think this is another Wave 1 and another Wave 2. Right around the 61.8% retracement is where this Wave 2 ends. That's a pretty tight stop of 32. The invalidation would be the 78.6% fib of 28. Above those levels, I think this is a Wave 1 and a Wave 2. This is a huge Wave 3 in progress. The length of Wave 1 placed at the Wave 2 low says the next target is 60 before a shallow Wave 4 and a Wave 5 higher. All in all, Waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 can take Camping World into the 70s, even the 80s. I think Camping World sees 75 this summer, very conservatively by the end of 2022. I think that we would see Camping World get into the 70s and the 80s. That'll all be valid if we're above 32 to 28. I am long Camping World from 26. Here is XLI. It looks like this is a Wave 1 and a Wave 2, a huge Wave 3, and a Wave 4 that ended right around the 23.6% retracement. The length of Wave 1 placed at the Wave 4 low says that a nice target for Wave 5 is 125. That lines up with the idea that from this Wave 4 low, we form another Wave 1 and another Wave 2. So 97 will be a very tight stop. That's kind of silly that $5 away would be the stop, but the invalidation level for now is going to be the 38.2% retracement of 91, but I don't think we go below 97. I think this is another Wave 1 and another Wave 2. We'll enter a Wave 3 to 113, have a shallow Wave 4 and a Wave 5 higher. All in all, Waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 likely will take XLI into the 120s, the 124, 125 range. I think that, again, could be seen in the second quarter, really even in the first quarter if the melt up got pretty serious. I think it's going to happen faster than a lot of people think. I think a lot of my time targets are going to end up being very conservative. I think AMC even could end up being conservative. We saw today what it could look like if all of a sudden the quarter switches, the year switches, and we've got a bunch of new leaders. We have a bunch of small caps and growth stocks and reopening stocks that we've all forgotten about start to resume leadership. Today, AMC was up about 20%. It's up a little bit in the post market, and it was on really high volume, but I don't think it was Spider-Man. I think it was all of the options that have been being bought on AMC that I've covered very heavily, how it's taken up every single spot on the bar chart, straddle, and strangle screener. This is free. You can go to options, long straddle, and long strangle. If you've been doing that for the past quarter, you've seen AMC on that every single day. This is a Wave 1 and a Wave 2, ending at the 61.8 to 78.6% fib. The last time we saw AMC all over the bar chart, straddle, and strangle screener was in June around 10, and it ended up exploding. Now we could see more of the same, where the quarter ends, the year begins, and all of a sudden, the first quarter, we see all these meme stocks and all these reopening stocks really catch us off guard. I think the length of Wave 1 placed at the Wave 2 low says that AMC will hold above 20. It'll definitely hold above 17 and go on a Wave 3 rally that at the very minimum is going to take it above this Wave 1 high of 72. Now, I think this should happen pretty quickly in the 2022. pretty reasonable time target for something that could, double or triple would be the second quarter or the third quarter. But I think right now it's all risk reward for AMC. There is a low to trade against above 20. AMC should go above this wave one high of 72, even potentially into the 90s for the length of wave one, placed at the wave two low. It sounds silly, but hopefully today showed that it's not as crazy as it sounds. If AMC is going to move, it's going to move very fast. Here is American Airlines. I think that AMC is really important because it shows that, Disney and Boeing and a lot of the reopening stocks could really, start to move quicker than we think. This is American Airlines. It formed a wave one and a wave two. This is most likely another wave one and a wave two ending at the 61.8% retracement. So the length of this 5 or 6 month rally placed at this wave two low could be where a wave three ends, but I don't think that would be the top. I think we'd have a shallow wave four and a wave five higher. The length of wave one placed at the wave two low says American Airlines can go all the way to 31 before a shallow wave four and a wave five higher. The length of wave one placed at the wave four low can take American Airlines into the 40s in the longer term cycles. But I think sometime in the middle of 2022, preferably, closer to the second quarter, we'll see American Airlines go all the way into the 30s before a shallow wave four and a wave five higher. This could be that big opportunity for transportation, which is probably why they made it so difficult. But above 13.90, definitely above 10, I think American Airlines goes into the 30s at some point in 2022, most likely by the end of the summer before a shallow wave four and a wave five higher. Enphase Energy, I love as evidence for NIO. I love it as evidence for Tesla, but really Tesla, First Solar, and Next Era Energy, but we'll focus on Enphase Energy, First Solar, and Tesla in this video, are a lot of evidence that growth and clean energy have more upside, right? And that's a big deal for XPEV. That's a big deal for NIO. Enphase Energy forms a wave one and a wave two. This is another wave one and another wave two. We're right around the beginning of a new quarter in a new year, and Enphase Energy is between the 61.8 and 78.6% retracement. This is most likely another wave one and another wave two. The length of wave one placed at the wave two low says what I originally had as an important target of 320. That's a conservative wave three target. We'll have a shallow wave four and a wave five higher. I think Enphase Energy, I like this best in the long term, but I really think that this is going to explode at some point in 2022. Go head into the 300s before a shallow wave four and a wave five higher. And that's a big deal for a lot of clean energy bulls. If it's above the 78.6% retracement of 173, that's a pretty tight stop. The big invalidation would be the beginning of wave one, which is 144. And I think Enphase Energy has a lot of upside above these levels. And I think that this huge rally, which only took less than 2 months, could be replicated, and that we'll wake up and see that Tesla and Enphase Energy and First Solar are all going to rally in the first and second quarter, but they're not going to be alone. They're going to bring NIO, they're going to bring XPEV, they're going to bring a lot of the small cap clean energy names that we forgot about since 2020 with it. Here's First Solar on the bigger degree. I mean, this just shows that this is not a baby breakout. This is a huge breakout potentially for clean energy, and the bigger the opportunity, the more difficult it's going to be. But this is a wave one and a wave two for FSLR. This is another wave one and another wave two. So the most important count is just within the cycle from the May low. This is a wave one and a wave two ending at the 61.8% retracement. The length of wave one placed at the wave two low should take FSLR to 144 before a shallow wave four and wave five higher. But right then and there, this is just a 1 or 2 quarter rally. We could wake up in 4, 5, 6 months. The length of wave one placed at the wave two low has been replicated, and FSLR is heading into the 140s before a shallow wave four and a wave five higher. I think that FSLR will hold above 79, definitely 67, but 79 is a nice level to be above, and this could get very explosive for FSLR, and that's going to coincide with Tesla and Enphase Energy. So it's all three of them, right? You can't just look at Tesla, right? You can't just look at Bitcoin. You can't just look at SPY. You have to look at the entire sector, right? And a lot of people, they're going to short NIO to 20, but they don't have a count that can short NIO where NIO can go to 20 by itself, right? But we have a lot of evidence that Enphase Energy is going to be exploding, that Tesla is going to be exploding, that a lot of stocks are going to be exploding, like First Solar and Next Era Energy and XPEV, right? So it's probably not a good idea to bet against NIO during that time. Even in the Chinese EV, a lot of people think that maybe because the Chinese geopolitical stuff, that it could be very difficult for NIO and XPEV. But I think that XPEV shows it's not really going to matter that Li Auto and NIO are Chinese stocks. It's going to matter that they're EV stocks. This is a wave 1 and an ABC correction ending wave 2 for XPEV, and this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. So a very important chart for a lot of Chinese EV is, will XPEV hold above 33? If XPEV does hold above 33, it's within a large degree wave 3 right now. This is wave 1 of wave 3 and wave 2 of wave 3. This is a wave 3 of wave 3 in progress that can go all the way to 70 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. So this can get very explosive for XPEV. I'm long XPEV, and I think it will hold above 33, start heading into the 70s before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. So this is an extremely important chart for me, analyzing NIO, because if XPEV holds above 33, it's going to be rocketing right now. We talked about the idea that Tesla could go up a lot. In FSLR and Enphase Energy, the stage is set that we'll wake up in 2022, early into 2022, and see that a huge rally in clean energy has begun. If we look at NIO right now, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1, and now wave 2 is ending. So it's not really that debatable that this is an impulsive structure, right? That this is a 5 waves impulse is hard to debate. The debate right now is, where is this correction going to end, right? And to be fair to the bears, they did get NIO below 30, below 33. Here's what they think. They think that this is an A, B, C correction, and that we're going to not go higher until NIO gets into the lower 20 range. Okay, I think that's a silly thing to be betting on, but even if that happened, I would expect that that's where a wave 2 ends and we see an explosive opportunity for NIO. I think what's most likely going to happen is that Tesla's about to bottom, First Solar is about to explode, and Enphase Energy is about to explode, and XPEV is about to explode, and NIO is going to be moving with it, but there has to be a stop. So above the 61.8% retracement of 26, I think that NIO is going to go round out this base, and then we're all going to hear how great this base breakout looks when NIO's in the 70s. I think that Tesla is going to rally very quickly into the first quarter, and I think it's going to bring a lot of Chinese EV with it. If NIO's above 26, I think wave 2 ends, and this is a huge opportunity in the bigger picture, because the length of wave 1 plays at the wave 2 low, says that down the road, maybe a year from now, maybe sooner than that, we could see 93 be a very conservative wave 3 target before a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high. Then the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low says that we know why they're making NIO very difficult. It's the same reason they're making XPEV very difficult, and First Solar and Enphase Energy, because this is a big opportunity in clean energy right now. And especially in Chinese EV and China in general, they're not going to make any of these growth stocks easy. But I think NIO holds above 26 and starts filling out the right side of the base very early into 2022, gets above this high, and even starts heading into the 90s, as wild as that sounds, from 29. I think ARK is a lot of evidence that this could be a big opportunity. We saw Zoom up, nice. We saw Teladoc up nice. I know it's just one day, but it's an important day because we're about to, start a new quarter. We're about to start a new year. I think it was triple witching today, a pretty important options expiration. I think this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. I think this is a huge wave 1 and an ABC correction ending wave 2, right around the 61.8% retracement to 50% fib. I think that we will see ARK hold above 81 and go fill out the left side of the base, the right side of the base, and confirm that, this innovation sector has been being accumulated the entire year, and that a lot of the ARK holdings are going to rally with Tesla. They're going to rally with a lot of the clean energy stocks. We're going to see a lot of the software stocks rally, and the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says in the bigger picture, ARK could be heading to 208 for a pretty standard wave 3 target. And that kind of shows, just what the individual components would be looking like if the ETF was going to double. I think the 61.8% retracement of 81 is a really nice stop. I don't think it gets broken. And I think we're going to go see that ARK fills out this base, breaks above this high early into 2022, and starts heading into the 200s very quickly. I think it's going to be led by Tesla. Might even be led by ROKU. I know one day isn't a trend, but we've seen a little bit of outperformance from ROKU recently. We've got a very pretty wick right at the 61.8% retracement. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1. Now an ABC correction, get below the FUBU stop, yours truly. But I think that is the textbook Wyckoff selling climax. I think this is where wave 2 is ending right around the 61.8% retracement. I think the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low We'll take Roku into the 650s in the longer term cycles. That would just be a minimum wave 3 target. We'll have a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high. And then I believe in the bigger picture, Roku is heading into the 950 range. Call it 1,000. It could happen. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take some time. But when Roku moves, it moves quickly. And we've gotten a lot of short sellers in. We're about to start a new quarter. And the writing is on the wall that the new leaders in the new quarter and in the new year will be in the ARK sector. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1 and an ABC correction ending wave 2 at the 61.8% retracement. I like this wave 1 high on the smaller degree of 176 being in a validation level, but really there is a low to trade against now of 190. So above 190 to 176, I think Roku is going to go fill out this base, break a new all-time high, and be a very pretty base breakout when it's in the 500s, you know, more than double its current price. Here is Squarecash, right? It's not just Roku, it's not just Tesla, it's not just Fastly and TWLO, it's the entire ARK sector that is uncannily looking like an opportunity right into the new year. Wave 1, wave 2, huge wave 1, and an ABC correction ending wave 2 at the 50% retracement. So if Squarecash, or I guess I should call it Block now, is above the 61.8% retracement of 130, I think the length of wave 1 places the wave 2 low, will take it all the way to 414, 415. Really, wave 3 is bigger than the 161.8% extension of wave 1. So the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low is actually a minimum wave 3 target. I think between 410, 420, we'll see Squarecash in this red wave 3 have a shallow wave 4 and wave 5 higher. But this is kind of the, you know, showing the opportunity that could be present in ARK right now. If Squarecash is above 130, the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says we know why they made all these ARK names very difficult, and it's going to be worth it, I think. So Squarecash is going to do very well. I think Beyond Meat, there's this big theme right now of growth stocks that, you know, we're all making fun of the bulls, but they might be making the right decision. Usually whoever we're making fun of the most gets the next big rotation, is the next big alpha. We were making fun of tech bulls in the second quarter. We were making fun of crypto this summer. Now we're making fun of the Cathie Wood stocks. I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1 for Beyond Meat. They're making it pretty tight. We're getting super close to this beginning of wave 1, which is 48. But I don't think Beyond Meat will go below 48. And it's a really nice risk reward above 48. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1 and an ABC correction ending wave 2. It could be just like Roku. It could be just like Zoom. It could be just like ARK itself, where right as the new quarter and the new year begins, we see new leaders emerge. And a lot of them look like they'll be in the growth sector. This has a ridiculous short float. I think they could have all been covering right around here, and the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says if you haven't covered your short position on Beyond Meat, that's not going to be a good idea. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says this could go all the way into the 235 range. That could happen very, very quickly, a lot quicker than people think, but this whole rally is from March to freaking January. It's less than 10 months that we could see it all be replicated and Beyond Meat be in the 200s. Right now, I want to see reversal and form a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse, prove that this wave 2 low is in, and I think it will end. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says the reason they made Beyond Meat difficult is because 235 is just a conservative wave 3 target. We'd have a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. If we look at Ethereum and Bitcoin right now, I think that crypto is going to be one of these groups that starts to do very well. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1 and an ABC correction ending wave 2. I think this is another wave 1 and another wave 2 ending right between the 50 to 61.8% retracement. I think we hold above the 78.6% fib, which is 3,129. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says Ethereum could do very well. It could go all the way to 5.8K for a minimum wave 3 target, have a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, if wave 4 retests the wave 1 high, can take Ethereum all the way to 7,000. I think Ethereum can see 7,000 in the second quarter. I think that Bitcoin can see 97,000 in the second quarter. I think that it's really important to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum together because Ethereum is not really close to invalidating the idea that this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. Bitcoin is getting a little close to the beginning of wave 1. So I think this is a wave 1 and an ABC correction ending wave 2. So I want to see Bitcoin hold above 39,000 and go the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low. and go all the way to 74,000 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. Then the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high, while Ethereum is going to 7,000 in the first and second quarter, we can see Bitcoin go all the way to 97,000. It could be just like Squarecash and just like a lot of the growth theme in general that we've talked about, where we wake up and it's a new quarter, it's a bunch of new leaders, and I think a lot of them will be in the eCash space, the growth sector, in the cryptocurrency sphere as well.